Start your road to Pinehurst today by visiting amateurplayerstour.com to join the fastest growing amateur tour on the continent and the only tour that was created by the players and for the players. Looking for a place to test your golf game against fellow amateurs with similar skills and the same passion for the game? Whether you are a weekend warrior with a competitive fire or an elite amateur looking for opportunities to hone your tournament performance, the Amateur Players Tour has a home for you. Go to amateurplayerstour.com today to join the only AM tour on the continent created by the players and for the players. At the dawn of a new golf season, there is a fresh new face in the game, sweeping the continent with absolute excitement, a grassroots movement determined to elevate the player experience. The Amateur Players Tour has become the fastest growing amateur golf society in North America. With 35 local chapters across the United States and Canada, each locally owned and operated by people you know and trust, the APT provides unparalleled input and influence by its members. With more than 500 events already scheduled and more to come, along with exclusive membership benefits from partnerships forged with elite national brands and one-of-a-kind all-inclusive experiences not available with any other AM tour on the continent, the Amateur Players Tour is changing the game. Amazing national majors hosted by some of the finest venues in the land at prime times of the season will provide APT members with opportunities to experience the best courses in the best possible playing conditions. And there could be no better site to crown our first North American champions than the cradle of American golf at Pinehurst Resort and the venerable Pinehurst No. 2. Whether you're an aspiring elite amateur or a high handicapper with a passion for the game, players of all abilities, seniors and ladies alike, have a home with the APT. Go to www.amateurplayerstour.com today to join the only amateur golf tour on the continent that was created by the players and for the players.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Jody, what's up, my man?
Oh, how you doing, buddy? Glad to be with you again. Sorry I missed last week.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you were commenting on the stream trying to embarrass me and the mayor. So Mayor Phil did a pretty good job, I think, filling in for you as we started some new announcements. It's been a pretty exciting week for us. You want to recap a couple of the milestones that we've hit in the last week?
Well, I mean, the biggest one, of course, that we were awfully proud to talk about, share with everybody, is we hit the 3,000 mark. So that was fantastic. And earlier this afternoon, I looked at the numbers again and still climbing. So, again, kudos to the hard work of all our chapter owners, all our members, spreading the word and bringing friends along. And, again, you guys continue to amaze us at how quickly this thing has grown. So thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It's been a crazy time. I was looking at the website today, and I put a couple months ago, I put a counter on to when the first exemptions closed for Pinehurst, and we're down to 17 days until those in the top three of their local Player of the Year standings get to cement their spot into Pinehurst and registration opens. It's crazy to think that we're where we are in the season so far. It's just in some ways it feels like forever. In some ways it's felt like 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Well, when you work sun up to sundown every day, they all kind of seem to fly by and run together. So I was actually looking at my calendar the other day and realized, oh my gosh, we're halfway through the year already. I mean, I had no clue. We've been working so hard and kind of running wide open from tournament to tournament. I really kind of lost track of time there for a little bit. So when we were in at Whistling Straits, I knew that was 4th of July weekend, but I guess I was so busy I just didn't even process that we're halfway through the year. We're about to hit the summer solstice here coming up in a few days, and we're about to start getting days shorter as the calendar goes on. So
Yeah.
it's wide open all the time.
Yeah, it's been fun. This is a fun part of the year for us. Obviously we've been working really hard on 2022, which we've got two national major venues to release tonight. We've got a brand new chapter and a new location that I know you're really excited about, as am I. And we've got two of our own majors coming up. Our last two senior major, our senior major and our APT Players Championship at True North. We've had a couple of questions. I want to just take a minute and answer those. People have been asking a lot, if players can get Player of the Year points for that senior major in Chattanooga. You want to take that one, Jody?
Well, sure. I'm happy to talk about points and how those things work. We try to cover this quite a bit over and over every time we get an opportunity to be in front of everybody. But yes, senior major at Chattanooga coming up in August is a major. It is major points available. So if you are 50 years old and above, you qualify as a senior and you can sign up for that event. Just like most of the events you've been playing that use option 1 in your local chapter, the 60 and above members will be able to move up a T. So everybody that is maybe not had an opportunity yet to get into a major or hasn't played well in the ones that they've been to, this is an opportunity for you to jump on it, play a limited field. We'll call this like a WGC event at the PGA Tour. It's a smaller field event, but the points are just as big and the purse is just as big. So be playing 2 days on Monday, Tuesday at the end of August. Let me pull my calendar up right here. So I have this here. I think it's the 23rd and 24th. And we'll be playing Black Creek Club in Chattanooga and Lookout Mountain Golf Club, which sits up on the top of Lookout Mountain, designed and built by Seth Rayner as one of his final courses. And Black Creek Club is a tribute course designed and built by Brian Silva. Has a lot of the same classic features with the punch bowl greens and redans and all of that. So we get the template holes in a modern setting, and we also get the classic architecture all in one tournament. So really excited about that one. I was eager to get that one out as soon as we could. So really shocked to be able to get two private clubs back to back, and excited to share that with everybody. It's going to be great.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to being on hand at that event. Unfortunately, neither you or I is 50, so we won't be playing in that one, but it'll be fun to be on property. The other great last chance Pinehurst qualifying tournament is going to be our APT Players Championship at True North, September 3rd and 4th. We've got some great hotel deals through Diamond Resorts, the Scottsdale Lynx, and the Villas Mirage, I think, is the other property. There's two properties there. Great hotel deals, two great golf courses at True North Labor Day weekend, September 3rd and 4th. One day on the Pinnacle course, another Monument. Both courses are two of the top-rated golf courses in Arizona, just beautiful desert setting. Golf courses will be in phenomenal shape when we're out there. And huge prize pool, our largest per-person prize pool will pay out this year in the regular season until we get to Pinehurst, which, Mark, we got your question. We'll talk about Pinehurst here a little bit later in the show, so stay tuned. But with that being said, last week was we decided to plant the APT flag in Arkansas and, to add chapter number, 36, something like that. And this week's no different.
I'll step in. I know you've been struggling with a little summer cold, so apologize for you. I know you're trying to best to tough this one out tonight. Yes, we are excited to expand yet again. Again, you folks have been amazing with reaching out to us and with your interest in what we're doing and trying to bring it into your area. And last fall when we were starting this and we launched our campaign to expand on November 1st, it was a kind of an exciting time for us to be able to plant the APT flag on both coasts, going from LA all the way to New York. And we started now kind of filling in the gaps and excited to go west again. You and I have got some experience playing out in this part of the country. I'm actually going to be out there this next week. I've got to go out for an event with the Golf Week Raiders, and really, really excited about our new friend. And go ahead and bring Mr. Otley in, Mr. Warren Otley from Seattle. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing fantastic. We're absolutely excited to get you on board with us. We've had a really, really good time getting to know you and talking about your experience with golf and your vision for what can go on up there in the Pacific Northwest. And, you've got a unique sporting history. So we'd love to introduce you to the guys tonight, and I'll let Matt start talking to you about, what you got in store for everybody.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you got to start with the background of the sports history. I think of all of our chapter owners, you may have the most unique background of us all. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your sporting background that you're going to bring to the table?
So originally, I'm from England. I played professional soccer when I was in England, like 100 years and 100 pounds ago. Was signed when I was 8 to my local team, turned professional when I was 15, but by the time I was 22, I was done. Moved to the US in March of 93 in order to initially to do coaching college soccer. But I realized very quickly that I'm allergic to politics, and college sports is all about politics, so that didn't go over very well. And I actually kind of fell into playing pool for a living. So if any of you have been to England, there's a game over there called snooker, and so I grew up playing snooker. But I ended up playing pool for a living for about 10 years and was actually able to use that to get a green card so that I could stay in the US. I played in enough professional ranking events and earned enough points that I was able to qualify as having like a special skill, so to speak. So yeah, did that. I don't really play soccer anymore because I got 16 bone spurs and chip fractures in both ankles, but I play ice hockey. I got 3 hockey teams that I play on and run up here in Seattle. My wife and I moved up here to Seattle in about 6-7 years ago, 2014. And once I got up here, then I started getting back into playing golf. Initially, when I came to the US, I lived in Atlanta. I was there for 18 years. And then we moved up here to Seattle and started to re-engage with golf again. And initially, I started playing on the Golf Channel Amateur Tour, and then kind of been doing that for the last 3 years, along with started playing on the Golf Week Am Tour. Had a chapter that they started here last year, so started playing on that. And then there's lots of other amateur tours up here because there's a boatload of golf courses here, other than Chambers Bay, which is still crap, but it's much better than what it was. when the U.S. Open was here. But there are a ton of courses that are up here, and it's a lot of fun. It doesn't rain half as much as people think that it does. But we actually had 112 temperatures here a couple of weeks ago. But there's lots of sunshine, there's lots of golf courses, and there's a ton of people up here that play. And so I'm going to try to utilize that and expand the people that I already know so that we can start having have a great chapter started out of here. And hopefully, I think we're going to have some majors up here. So maybe some of you folks will either send some of your members or come up yourself. So I'd be excited to meet everybody and have you come experience the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. Certainly excited to have you on board. Obviously, you bring a wealth of business experience as well to our team, doing a lot of different training and different things you bring to our guys. And, Jody, I'm just curious of our chapter owners, who's going to have the guts to take him on the pool table at the chapter retreat? We might have it may not be the match Jody against Matt anymore. It might be whoever's dumb enough to play Warren at pool.
Well, I mean, I'm always willing to give up a little weight. So, I mean, if I got to play one-handed or if I got to play left-handed, then, I can do that. I mean, I'm still going to win, but that's okay.
I'll play you for as many drinks as you want to play for at the chapter.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
I have a feeling our friend Steve Regal will want to have a little crack at that. So,
yeah,
no problem.
We'll see how that goes.
My basic premise is if I haven't seen you on TV or I don't know who you are, then I'm going to beat your ass. So that's pretty much how it works.
I love it.
There we go. This sounds like we're going to have some fun with that coming up. And, certainly the Pacific Northwest is an area we're excited to be in. We're convinced that you're the right guy for the job with your experience organizing tournaments. A lot of what you talked about for us is, the same vision of really elevating the player experience. You will talk a little bit about your experience in organizing events and things like that you'll bring to the APT.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been running lots of different events for many years. When I was playing pool, I used to run a lot of professional and amateur pool events. I used to run the what was called the SEAL Tour, which was the Southeastern Amateur Ladies 9-Ball Tour. So that was like 120 plus people over the course of a weekend. I've run lots of soccer tournaments as well as invitational one-day golf tournaments. I haven't run multiple day golf tournaments, but lots of different kinds of competitions, and done lots of hockey trips where we've gone to play in tournaments and hosted tournaments here in Seattle. So done lots of different things. I haven't done the golf thing yet, so this is going to be new to me. So I'm sure if I have questions, I'll reach out to not only Matt and Jody, but also maybe to some of the other chapter owners if I have questions. So, but I'm sure everyone will be able to help me out if I need it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's certainly what we're about. I think another thing just to kind of notice, as people start to see is now this is the second new chapter owner of this season. We're really looking for players, people that play tournament golf, that love tournament golf, that understand what a good golf tournament is and really have a passion to recreate that. And so we're excited to support you up in Seattle and come visit you very soon. So
yeah, I mean, because that's really one of the reasons why I actually started looking into this, was based upon especially the Golf Week tour that I ran on. It was like, man, this could be so much better. There are so many things where they're dropping the ball or they're missing the point and so on and so forth. Also with the US Am Tour, which used to be the Golf Channel, there were just like little things that I'm like, yeah, they could do these things a lot better. So I started looking to see if there were other tours, one just for me to play on, And then I found the Amateur Players Tour, and then I literally just emailed them and said, "Hey, do you guys have a chapter in Seattle? Are you interested in doing it? Because if you're not, if you don't have one, then I'm interested in trying to start one up here, because I think one, it would be fun for me, and two, I think we'd be able to make a much better player experience." Because, you know, all the tournaments that I play on, people are constantly like, yeah, this could be better, that could be better. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. So I'm taking note of all those things, and I'm going to look to try to make that player experience as enjoyable as possible, so that we can grow this not only for us, but so we can try to send as many people from here to the national events and other regional tournaments as well. So should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Very cool. Well, we got a question coming in from YouTube. So one of the things that's new this round, if you've been watching on Facebook, you can also watch us live on YouTube. But coming in from Aubrey Herman, he wants to know, how do you play hockey with the bad ankles?
Well, that's the beauty of playing hockey, is because the skate is so strong that it actually protects the ankle, so that it doesn't create as many issues as it does when I'm on the soccer field. And plus, I don't have people sliding in trying to break my ankles from behind, as what used to be back in the day, where the slide tackle from behind was legal. So yeah, it's because it's, even though it's on ice with sticks, it's actually a very similar conceptual game to soccer. So and plus I played it when I was younger in England too. So but yeah, that's that the skates actually really protect my ankle quite well. So everything's good.
Very cool. Well, we won't keep you for all night with us, but we're looking forward to seeing what you do in Seattle, and you know, we'll certainly get you in front of the guys again as we get going. But your website's live right now, amateurplayerstour.com/Seattle. And then your email is seattle@amateurplayerstour.com. And so if you've got questions, feel free to reach out to Warren directly. And we look forward to some exciting things in 22 from you, Warren.
Much appreciated. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us tonight. Up next, we want to show you a little video, new technology from one of our regional partners.
Get ready for a battle, 'cause you know that I was born for this. I was born. I tell you, I was born for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now.
And I got to tell you, Jody, that OptiMotion technology, the mayor, Phil, and I were down in Charlotte. You know, Charlotte Golf Tech is a local partner in the Charlotte market, and they've just rolled out this OptiMotion technology. And so for the first time in any sports, when it comes to teaching, you know, they can do what, you know, you used to have to connect a bunch of sensors to your body to track. They can actually track all of that data now through just a camera. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, I did the Golf Tech session several years back, probably 4 or 5 years ago now, with the sensors, and got the video on it, which was amazing to see yourself on camera and allow them to be able to, you know, draw the lines and show you exactly where it is that your body's not moving in the right way. You know, as a older player, depending upon perspective, I'm 47, been playing this game for a really long time, and most of my instruction growing up was all old school, out on the range with a pro who stands behind you or in front of you, and you know, tries to talk concepts into your head by you know, using different analogies and things to try to get you to understand what it is you're trying to do. And it's amazing how much quicker the process is when you can take 5 swings, then stop, turn around and look on the video, and have your instructor then not tell you what you're doing, but show you what you're doing.
Right.
And so, it's an amazing concept. Really excited to have these guys on board with us. I think it's going to really help elevate some of our players and games and give them an opportunity to really, get to the best golf that they can play.
Yeah, definitely. Working with Golf Tech in, I think it's 6 different markets right now. We've got both California's, Phoenix, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Nashville. We've been able to forge some local partnerships, continue to grow that with them. It's a great way if you're in those markets. There's some great deals. We're working on expanding that partnership now. But really check out this OptiMotion technology. It will help you really increase your game off season, in season. It's a really good partnership with us. It allows you to really set some goals and start a process to really take your game to the next level. So we're really excited. Speaking of taking your game to the next level, we have the 2022 National Major schedule. You like what I did there, Jody?
I did. I like the segue. That was very good.
See, I'm working on this. I appreciate that. So, when we talk about 2022 national majors, I think some people were disappointed last week because they thought they were going to show up this one Facebook Live and we were just going to reveal everything about 2022. And then they were just going to have it. But that just doesn't sound like that much fun. You didn't even show up for last week, so we couldn't have done it that way.
Right. You can't have all the fun and tell all the really good stuff. I mean, it'd be like opening Christmas presents on Christmas morning without me. We can't do that. No,
definitely not. And, I don't think we should probably reveal all the 2022 schedule, but I think we can do a couple of majors tonight. I'm trying to think how we can really theme the 2 majors tonight other than to say, both of these venues host PGA Tour events every single year. And so, if you like to play where the pros play, these 2 events will be really good tests of your game. 2 of my favorite courses that I've played that the tour played.
Well, I mean, 2 of your favorite courses that the tour's played, 3 courses all together. And if you want to go and use one of the old sayings, something old, something new, we've got a little of both tonight. So, probably the best thing to do is kind of segue into the old.
Well, I guess I'll keep going because Jody's kind of cut out, I guess. So we'll keep going. He's still frozen. There he is. Now he's smiling. So we got the old and the new. What do you think, Jody? Should we do the old or the new first?
Oh, let's definitely do the old. We'll let everybody know that we've got, a little repeat on the schedule coming up.
Yeah, I got a little repeat. I certainly want another shot at this place. It ate my lunch pretty good. I know it ate your lunch pretty good that day as well. But we will be returning March 12th and 13th to TPC San Antonio. The Lone Star Shootout will have its second year. We'll be down there working with the Marriott down there. A few things different to it, but the 2 golf courses will be the same. We've got the AT&T Canyons and the AT&T Oaks course. So, Jody, why don't you tell us about those golf courses a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. As much as my live stream will allow me to do that with you guys. So the AT&T Oaks course is, of course, the 18 holes on the property that hosts the Valero Texas Open. It was designed by Greg Norman, and he had help from a player rep, Sergio Garcia. You may have heard of him. The cool thing about the Valero Texas Open, it is the 3rd oldest event on the PGA Tour schedule. So this is an event that's been around for a really long time. And it's a relatively new home. It's bounced around a little bit. They played previously across town and has been out here with the Oaks course now, I think, for about 10 years. So, something that we learned playing one of these courses that's part of the PGA schedule during the spring season, you watch on TV and you see all these golf courses in phenomenal shape and they look fantastic on TV with, super green grass and white sandy bunkers and all of that. And so you don't really know what goes into making that happen. Well, at Texas in San Antonio, just before we got there, they had a really bad ice storm. And it was amazing to see that the golf course was still in incredible shape. Well, part of that's because they overseed in November every year. And they use a champion fine mix. It's kind of 80% rye, winter rye, with about 20% of some chewing fescue. So you never got a bad lie in the fairway unless you're in a somebody's divot, which there weren't many of those because they weren't getting that much play leading up to the Valero. The fairway grasses were absolutely incredible. The rough was absolutely rough, so there's no doubt about that. That you need to be in the fairway in order to score well. But the thing that was tricky, at least for me anyway, I particularly had a hard time with the greens. They are Champions Bermuda most of the year, but they do overseed the greens as well. And so what they do leading up to the Valero is the tee boxes and the greens. They treat them with some Poe Trivialis. So you got some Poe that they let take over, and it's just you can't see grain because of it. So it's really all the talk now about green books, and I kind of understand why the pros are using green books, because when you're looking at a green that's been overseeded like that, it's really, really difficult to understand exactly what's going on. Your eyes can definitely deceive you. But it's a beautiful golf course. It's really, really tough. You get off of the fairway corridors and into the rough or trees, and there's boulders and rocks everywhere. Bogeys turn into triples and quads really quickly. It's only 100 feet of fall from the highest point to the lowest point on the property on that golf course. So, it's super dramatic from that standpoint. Dog legs here and there, that it challenges you 100% from tee to green. It's really amazing though that the green complexes are really where it's at. You hear the saying that a golf course is a second shot golf course. Well, that's what you can hit your approaches and get on the greens and in the right quadrants on these greens, you're going to score well there. If you're not hitting your approaches well and your iron game is struggling and you find yourself in these deep bunkers all day long, which I did, then your number is going to skyrocket very, very quickly. So the cool thing that the players that repeat and play it again, what they're going to find is that shortly after the Valero, they started a complete bunker renovation for the Oaks course. So the bunkers that we played in that you saw on TV, kind of that some stuff like that. Gone in.
Well, I guess
all the way.
Hey, Jody, let me jump in because you're.
Now. So it's really. You want to take over now?
Oh, you're good. I can take over for a minute. No, yeah, complete bunker renovation. Beautiful white sand bunkers. Good golf course, like Jody said. The Oaks course is relatively flat overall from an elevation change standpoint. Very challenging green complexes, like you said. You really have to watch where your chips are kind of rolling out and really how you approach some of these holes. Really good, challenging golf course off the tee. I know it's fun looking back, watching the Valero, which Jordan Spieth won this year, seeing some of the shots that he hit and, obviously walking and hitting some of those same shots. A lot of good, really challenging par threes. But, the Canyons course that we'll play on Saturday is no slouch. It's a Pete Dye design, I believe. Just a really fun golf course to play. It's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit more open off the tee, but it goes in and out of the canyons, kind of the hill country. And so you've got a lot of elevation changes, a lot of really, really good holes, I feel like, on the Canyons course, a lot of good risk reward. A really fun golf course to play, and a really nice contrast to the Oaks. And so if you're looking for, if you're up north, a great spring travel trip, two really, really good golf courses here on property at TPC San Antonio. And then you've got obviously the JW Marriott at San Antonio, which we'll have another room block with. We'll get some information out, and then also some other hotel options as well. You can't go wrong. Great property. Should be a little bit warmer this year. We're going a week later. That was about as cold as it got for us. It was in the mid 60s. And so we anticipate weather should be in the 70s and even potentially the 80s that time of year in San Antonio. Beautiful weather 2 weeks before the Valero, 3 weeks before the Valero. We're going to have a great time. There's a water park that'll be open there. just a really good experience. So definitely want to invite everybody out. If you've already been, it's definitely worth coming back to. If you haven't been, this is a great spring destination on the schedule. And so before we get to the next golf course that we want to remind everybody, last week we welcomed Blue Tees Golf as a partner. Check your email tonight. We'll be sending out a discount code for Blue Tees rangefinders. But in case you missed it, here's a little bit more about Blue Tees Golf. So that's a little bit about Blue Tees Golf. Their brand new Series 3 rangefinders. APT members get 20% off of those. I know the early reviews on those have been real positive. I know, Jody, they sent us one. I've been using it. It's certainly replaced my Bushnell. What's your thought on the rangefinder?
Yes, I used it and I was using previously, and the viewfinder is crystal clear. It's fast. The buzzer notifies you right away that you've hit the target. The built-in magnets are the bomb. I love that. I don't have to strap down now out of the way in order to be able to hit the button. Yeah, I'm just super happy to be a and have one of those in my bag and using it all next week on my next golf.
Yeah, it should be fun. Going up to, Warren's in Warren's country up there near Seattle for a new chapter. A little, you have the Raider Challenge, I know, at Gamble Sands. But get to another major. TPC San Antonio is one of my favorite of the TPC courses. I've played quite a few of them now. Hanging around you get to play a lot of good golf courses, and so that's been fun. But this next one we're having a national major at is one of my favorite golf courses to host a national major at. I think we'll have fun. This is going to be new on the national major schedule. It's a current PGA Tour venue. In fact, the PGA Tour was there not too long ago. A golf course that has some of my favorite risk reward profiles. What'd you say, Jody?
I said really not.
Like really not long ago. But, this one, a lot of PGA Tour guys get their first win at this facility. Some really good risk reward holes. I think of the par 5 10th is a great hole. 14. 17 is a par 5 that everybody goes to, and then has one of the toughest finishing holes, I think, of any on the PGA Tour in the 18th hole, the lake left of the green. But for those of you that don't know what we're talking about yet, we're talking about the John Deere Classic and TPC Deere Run. And so we'll be hosting a national major there July 23rd and 24th of 22 in the Quad Cities, about 2.5 hours north of St. Louis in Silvis, Illinois. Or about an hour east of Cedar Rapids. A little shout out to Paul Schmitz and the Iowa chapter.
Yeah, I'm actually heading that way this weekend. I'm going Saturday to get to Iowa. Going to play in the Finkbein event, the University of Iowa course on Sunday, and then flying out the next day out of Des Moines, going up to Spokane, Washington. I'll be at Gamble Sands for the week with the Raider Cup. And then turning around and coming at TPC the following weekend. So really, really excited to get up there and put it on television. So always look forward to getting up there and teeing it up at a new place I've not seen.
Yeah, a really, really good golf course. I think it's really underrated because, guys come in there and just torch that place. But there's a lot of really good holes that really challenge you, that you don't, that have a lot of character that you don't necessarily get to see on TV. The par 4 fourth, it's got a big tree in the middle of the fairway, causes a lot of problems. There's just a lot of good holes in the front nine that make that golf course really fun. We're going to have a really good time. St. Louis and Iowa are putting an event there. I know Jake Engelbrake, who's on the broadcast tonight from Kansas City, a bunch of his guys are coming over. We've got 72 guys there, sold out in 2 weeks for a regular event. But next year, upping that to a national major, it's going to be really special at the John Deere, home of the John Deere Classic. We're going to be there 2 weeks after the PGA Tour's there. Which means the golf course will be in phenomenal shape. It'll be firm and fast, just like it is for the tour guys. And it'll be an experience that you certainly don't want to miss. So I'm excited to see what your thoughts are of the TPC. It's definitely my top 2 TPCs I've played. So I'm curious to see where it ranks with your experience, Jody.
Well, I can tell you that if you play there, it falls pretty squarely in the top 3 or 4 of all the TPC courses that are on the tour. So, that's a testament. That's some pretty high cotton that it's being compared to. So, again, I'm super excited to get up there. I know you glow every time you talk about that golf course. So, you and I'll be able to tell us.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a good test for the guys. We were lucky to get in there this year. I know they're preparing to do a bunker renovation as well in September. So next year we'll get it with new bunkering as well. The PGA Tour does a really great job in maintaining and investing in their golf courses. And so, we'll get it at prime time. So you'll get two PGA Tour venues within 3 weeks of the tournament. I mean, it doesn't get better than that from a tournament golf experience. And so definitely two events you want to mark on your calendar. Certainly not our, as good as those events are, not the marquee events necessarily on our schedule. We've got a lot more to announce over the next coming weeks. I know, Wilson, you had a question about tournament champions. I will tell you will want to tune in next week. We're actually going to have one of our friends from TPC Denzante Bay on the show. We'll be answering all your questions, and registration for TPC Denzante Bay and the deposit balance technology will go live for that event. And so we'll open registration at the end of the podcast next Thursday night. And so definitely want to tune in for that. We couldn't be more excited. We had a call with them, yesterday, Jody, Denzante Bay? Yeah, must be a little lagged. But that place looks so good. And so we couldn't be more excited to be with them January 2nd through the 6th. And before we get on to our last topic tonight, which is Pinehurst, check out a little message from our sponsor, 2 Under.
Thank you.
Hey, Ricky, I'm wearing your underwear.
What?
2 Under.
Okay, that makes more sense. They're the best, aren't they?
Great.
Yeah, I dream of that Joey pouch.
Do you
Jody's
dream of
looking
that
at me,
Joey
so I'm supposed to. Yeah, you're cutting out. So 2 Under is ready to meet your golfing needs by supplying the finest men's performance briefs. Our patent and Joey pouch provides lift and separation of men's valuables, delivering the perfect fit while preventing unwanted skin contact. This adds numerous advantages rooted in athletic and golf activities. These are available in solid colors and fun new fashion prints. Go to www.2undr.com to purchase your favorite 2 Under men's briefs. And use the promo code APT20, perfection in the pants. So, Jody, you might not have read the ad reads right, but I'm sure you're wearing them, aren't you? He's sitting so quiet.
High school.
But it's cutting out 2 Under for sure. Stop laughing at me, man. So you don't wear anything but that. I got it. So anyways, we'll move right along. Pinehurst. 17 days until the first exemptions close. So anything you want to share on the exemption stuff? Anything you want to share about the tournament?
Well, I mean, I'll try my best as much as possible. Something about Tennessee Wi-Fi is not the greatest. So we've got qualifications, a lot of questions about how do you qualify for Pinehurst? What are the exemptions? How does it work? And so just quickly, it's on the website at amateurplayerstour.com. And if you go to the About Us section, there's a drop down there where you can see member manual and all of these things that we talk about. But quickly, the qualifications for the exemption status for Pinehurst, first is any winners of a national major. So if you have gone to our national majors, or you come to one of the two that we have remaining, the senior major included, coming up in August at Black Creek Club and Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga, as well as True North on Labor Day weekend. Winners of each division automatically qualify for an exemption status into Pinehurst. Anyone in the top 20 local chapter owners. Am I fading in and out again, Matt?
You're good. I'll come in if you are. Keep going. You're good.
All right. Local chapter owners are also have exemption, so they will be able to register as well during the exemption period. Winners of our senior major, our local chapter player races. So if you are in your year, then you'll also be able to. And then after we close the exemption period, we're going to keep some spaces open for folks that win their local player of the year. So if you come from behind during this period and you win your local player of the year, were not previously exempt, you will have the opportunity then to get in with some spots that we save open for you. So everyone will have an opportunity. It will open up to the general membership on August 16th after this exemption period runs. So from August 16th, it's going to be like everybody's standing by the phone in Ticketmaster trying to get their Garth Brooks tickets. You'll want to be able to log in and get registered as quickly as possible for that. Again, minus the spaces the spots that we're going to hold open for those that do win their local player of the year race. Pretty much cover that all, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. So, the close of points is going to end through August 3rd. And so as play ends, there's a couple events on Monday, August 2nd. So at the end of play, we'll take the top three in the local player of the year standings in every division and every tour across the country. And you'll receive an invite. The only thing you should expect is you run through, typically when you register for a tournament, it automates, the email comes through, and you're automatically accepted. It's not going to work like that for Pinehurst. We'll have to go in and approve it and all that stuff. So don't lose heart if for some reason it says pending approval and you don't get an instant right after that. We are going through the process with the invitation only process in the system. The tournaments can be held on Pinehurst number 1, number 6, number 8, number 9, and Talamore the first 2 days, October 25th and October 26th. The top 20 in ties are going to advance to play Pinehurst number 2 for their final round in every division. So we'll crown all 5 champions there. Everyone else will play, I want to say it's number 1, number 6, and number 9 in Talamore. I think number 8's the course that falls off on the 3rd day. I do not remember off the top of my head. I should have that in my notes, so I apologize. And, other than that, it's going to be a great time. We've got, if we sell out of 520 players, a $52,000 prize pool to pay from. So it's going to be huge prizes, great tee gift. We just had a call this week with our sponsor, Turtleson. Everybody's going to get some Turtleson swag at the North American Championship. The gift bag is going to be worth, well over $100. It's a great value to get onto Pinehurst to play 3 rounds. We couldn't be more excited about it. It's going to be a special time. So definitely stay tuned. There's still room to qualify. If for some reason, you don't make it through in the exemption period, just make sure you're ready on August 16th when it opens. We do have to stay on property. I know some people have been calling the hotel already for the room block. And so we've got a call with them tomorrow. We'll be finalizing everything you need to know for the hotel rooms. We've got the link to do so. So as soon as you register, you can go in and get everything taken care of in the room block, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah. national championship concept that nobody else has done before. So get there and grind it out for the first couple of days and looking like they're playing for a cut and trying to make sure that they get to that final round in number 2. So and then really excited about the final day finish, third round finish on Wednesday, and having everybody playing up number 18 there at the veranda with all the rest of the players there to cheer them on and congratulate the winners when they come in. So it's going to be a really fun time. We've got some really exciting stuff planned for that. Of course, we'll be having some more announcements on that stuff as we get closer. Probably when we start getting into the exemption period, we'll start having some more extensive communication with you guys about the Pinehurst event and the itinerary and what all is going to be happening.
Yeah, definitely. Look forward to it. Let's bring Warren back for a minute, just for guys that got on late. They can say hello to Warren one more time, our brand new chapter owner all the way in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. So it's still time for you to go play some golf up there. It's only like, what, 6 o'clock?
Oh yeah, no, I'm at least going to the driving range. I just got a new driver today, so I gotta go put it through its paces.
I wanted to ask Warren earlier. You talked about Chambers Bay, and there are literally hundreds of golf courses up in Seattle. So I'd love to hear you give us a little bit of a breakdown of your favorite courses, some of the ones that you anticipate you might have on your schedule, and maybe one or two that the guys that like to travel should not miss.
Sure. Well, the beautiful thing, obviously, about being up here in Seattle is that there are tons of islands that are around Seattle, and there's the Olympic National Park over on the West Peninsula, and so there are just a ton of courses that are either in the mountains or on one of the lakes or or on the Pacific Ocean. So there are a ton of great courses down there. There's the home course. There's Washington National, which is where the University of Washington plays. There's obviously down in University Place. There's Chambers Bay. Chambers Bay is a beautiful course. There are no carts there. Everything is walk only. You can purchase a caddy if you want, that I would highly recommend, because as Jordan Spieth can attest to, the greens there can be exceedingly hard to read. But the caddies work really well with helping you with that. But yeah, I mean, there's well over 100 courses here. A lot of them they're either in the mountains or they're on a lake or they're by the ocean in some fashion. Hawks Prairie, someone just mentioned, down in the south near the Army base, south of Tacoma. That's a great place. I played there in a 2-day tournament at a Players Championship. That was a lot of fun, really good. So there are a ton of great courses here. If anyone is thinking about coming up here, then please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction to give you somewhere fun to be able to play.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to it.
Back out that way.
I've not been up to the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, well, anytime you guys come up here, just let me know so I can make sure I'm not here.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Joe, do you want to take a minute real quick as we close out tonight and maybe tease a little bit of what's coming next week?
Well, we do have more announcements next week. Again, if you are into opening Christmas presents one week at a time and doing the slow roll, we're the guys for you. So we'll have.
Yeah, well, I'll jump in because you're cutting off. Next week we'll announce one of our. I hate to say that any of our majors are our signature majors, but definitely one of our bigger majors for the year. We're going to announce that next week. We're going to be joined by Jack Curry from 2 Under. It's always fun talking with Jack. Always a great time. We've got Rich Taylor from Denzante Bay coming on the show with us next week. We're going to talk about the Tournament of Champions in its entirety. Get registration open for that. We've got, like I said, a really big major to announce, and another new chapter on a different side of the country than Mr. Otley. So we'll have a good time next week, and make sure you tune in next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central, and we'll go from there. So, Jody, you want to lead us out?
Tonight, I'm operating from the house. I'll try to make sure I do this from the office from now on. Apologize for that, but thanks for tuning in. Again, we'll have more stuff coming in the coming weeks every Thursday night. Just be ready to tune in with us, and this is going to be fun. Looking forward to it.
For a place to test your golf game against fellow amateurs with similar skills and the same passion for the game? Whether you are a weekend warrior with a competitive fire or an elite amateur looking for opportunities to hone your tournament performance, the Amateur Players Tour has a home for you. Go to amateurplayerstour.com today to join the only AM tour on the continent created